WordPress blogs and just put in an RSS feed and just forgot about them.
Yeah.
Set them up and what is it? Set it and forget it?
Right. And you use your OpenAds.org installation to put in tracking on all of them. So one thing I taught at the TKP system, the last one we had, is I talked about how you could throw all the websites out there and age them, then go back to your stats and take a look and say which ones are getting traffic, which ones more importantly are making me money. Then do I go back and do something with it? And while I'm still on this roll, let me talk about this too. Okay. There is a value inherent in any website that has been aged. I don't care what the topic in the world is, it doesn't matter. I've said this 1,000 times. For TKP, one of the monetization strategies I've hammered into people is put up sites all over the place. Even if you don't want to make it look pretty, if you don't care, get them aging. Why? Because you can go back to your stats down the road and take a look 6 months to see which ones are hitting in the search engines or which ones are actually making some money on your AdSense ads that are being rotated through them. Why? Because people like Dory has her new system that she wants aged sites because she told you the importance of being aged. And then it's of value to her. So even if you never do anything with a site, if it's parked, you'll never get anything for it. If it's parked to the holder page, they might want the domain. But there is a value that there's been a software development expert's website being posted to for the last 2 years, getting pinged on, and it's there. So even if I completely change what's on the website, it's still software related, and it's still been there for 2 years, and Dory will pay me $5,000 for it. She doesn't care how much traffic it gets, because the value to Dory, I just got an offer the other day for $1,000 for a site that I refuse to sell because someday I might do something with it.
Right.
But because it's age, this is why I'm getting to the point I'm getting. I've said this over and over again, but I keep forgetting that you guys probably haven't heard me speak all the time, that I keep thinking everyone's in my coaching club, is that the value is that people like me don't care if there's any traffic there. If I'm in the software development business and I need to get incoming links because I'm Jeff and I'm in a highly competitive market, I don't care if that site ever got any traffic. What I care about is page rank on it. What I care about is people have linked to it, because when you create an RSS feed and you start citing an RSS feed, I showed you earlier how websites like Mike Mertz's websites picks it up and turns it into a site, and then it links back. And the blog sends you a link automatically on it, right? Because there's an attribution link that comes out. So what I care about is I don't care if it ever has any traffic. Down the road, I say, okay, I want to build something related to software. I look at my inventory of aged domains, and I say, look at this one, software development's been out there for 2 years, makes me a few bucks on AdSense. How valuable is it now for me to be able to put a link on it to a site that I really care about? How is it valuable to you? Dory gets up to $5,000 a month if she can get rankings based upon her linking structures.
Right.
So I teach this stuff all the time. It's really important to age your domains instead of just parking the damn things.
Okay, on that
because you
note,
could sell a domain just because, without traffic, just sell it because you've aged it.
Okay, on that note, every single domain we've seen today is a .com. Mm-hmm. If you've purchased the .orgs and the .nets and the .infos, are those worth doing the same thing too?
Yes.
Okay, great.
TLDs, all inherently, there's some debate as to whether they will rank .net higher than a .com or a .biz or .org, but they're all still top-level domains by definition, which means they should be treated with the same level of importance. And I've seen different studies, and conclusively, I've never seen anything that convinced me that it's statistically that important in the overall scheme of things. I don't think it's that important because there's 100 other parameters that you should be more focused on than whether it's a .biz or .org, but there's still value to that because still, once again, I don't care if the site ranks. I don't care if the site's getting traffic. What I care about is it's in my market and it's been out there for 2 years and it's got incoming links and it's got page rank, because I still look at page rank, not for the bar. Like Dory says, I use the Google toolbar because it gives me a quick feel if anything's going on in that domain. I don't think page rank has anything to do with anything in the overall scheme of things, but I still use the toolbar to judge it, and I can still rank without page rank. I can put up a brand new site, get ranked right away.
Jeff, if we're going to do that, do we need multiple AdSense accounts?
That would be in violation of the Google's terms of service. That would be your decision.
But once you use the same AdSense, then Google knows that I can't then use that site for Dory's strategy a year later.
Didn't we have a conversation last night about how to compartmentalize it? I just don't want to open this huge can of worms. So, but in that sense, though, what you would do is we talked about project workers A building project at network A, project B. So that's why I said don't intermix the two. So you'll know that that is on your spreadsheet that says this is my network A, and my network A is maintained by my outsourcing staff A. And when I want them to build a website and put links to other websites, they should only link to whatever in your grand scheme of things, and they should only use A's AdSense code, because that's the way to keep track of it. So yes, if you're doing it for those purposes, you should have violation of terms of service, but different AdSense accounts, if you care about them not knowing it's you. But that is a clear violation of the Google terms of service, and they can take your account away. They yanked one of mine for that when they didn't have any tracking, and I had 2 fully formed corporations, faxed over the legal documents and everything, saying I have shareholders, I'm not the sole shareholder, I have shareholders I'm responsible for, and I have to pay out a share of the profits. You have no tracking whatsoever. How am I supposed to pay my shareholders? They own a certain number of websites. You have no tracking. There was no domain level tracking. This is when AdSense first started. I crushed it, and I had to pay partners. They had no tracking. I couldn't tell where the traffic was coming from. They'd wait 2 days to even tell you if you got to click on the damn link. They didn't tell you what domain was sending you money. They put it all in one pot. And for some reason, they said, you can't have multiple corporations. We just don't want it. And I said, well, that's kind of tough. When I got shareholders, here's my corporate documents, filed them with the state, registered the EINs with the government. They investigated. That particular account at that particular time was doing $2,000 to $3,000 a day, pure search engine traffic, pure profit, AdSense. And they decided they wanted to yank it. It then took them a few months of investigation to find out that there was no fraud involved. I wasn't clicking on my own links. They came back and said, yes, indeed, you're right, we've looked, and there was no fraud involved. But we still think you were trying to sneak behind our back and open up the second account, so we're not going to let you reinstate that AdSense account. I said, well, can I at least get paid? It was 2 weeks into the month, and I think total was $49,000 in AdSense at that point. It was like the 12th that we received notice that they shut. They didn't even let us know they shut the account down. I think my guy was logging in to look at the numbers for the day, and he's, oh my God, something's going on. They locked us out of the account. So it really hurts to have a $100,000 a month AdSense account taken away. That's net. That's not. It was all free traffic. So that's when I started setting up multiple corporations to protect my family and my interests. Because they take that away, well, how many people here, you know what? I don't like losing $100,000 a month income that I worked for. So I don't want you to spend too much time on it. I don't want to get involved with it here, but that's why I do types of things like that to protect it. Because as I said earlier, should you do it? Yes. Somebody had asked Dory if that would be the only